Hello friends and welcome back. Today we have a little project here and the supplies are going to be as many plates as you need. Now you can get these at the Dollar Tree. These are just plates that I happen to have and I'm not going to be using for what I thought I was going to use it, and now it's too late to return them to Home Goods. So instead of just having them in my cupboard, I just decided to use these for this MacKenzie-Childs-Inspired wall plates. So we're going to start with whatever color Sharpie that you want to use as your checkered color. So since I wanted beige, my marker is going to be like a beigey brown color. I happened to find one that was in my kit to repair furniture, like wood furniture. You know those markers that you just cover scratches with? Well, this happened to be like a perfect shade, and I tried it on one of the backs of the plate and it didn't come off, so it's going to work. So now you're going to get the tape. You can get any tape you want. I decided to use this tape because it's easily removed and it's kind of thicker than what I wanted. It's the only thickness I had for painter's tape, and I pretty much eyeballed this. I decided I wanted the squares a certain size and I just kind of eyeballed it. It worked out in the end. If you want to be more precise, by all means, go ahead and take a ruler, measure it out. I kind of wanted like a freehand kind of look because MacKenzie-Childs is usually not the most precise paint. If you ever looked at her items, it's always kind of a little off. And I think that is the charm of her pieces. So right now I'm just taping this off, and I'm just this is the best thing about this whole project. Not measuring it out, but making the marks with the marker first, and then after that it was really just the fun part, the painting, the detail to the paint, and we'll go through that throughout this whole video. And you can always forward, of course, if you want to see me paint. If you like to see me paint, by all means just go ahead along with me. If not, meanwhile, I'll put some music so you can look at what I'm doing here. If you have any questions, please let me know below. I answer every single question in every single video, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Would you please consider subscribing and click the like button? That helps my channel quite a lot. Thank you all, and have a blessed day. Now, don't be scared. You can always wipe this off if it doesn't come out right. I had to do that quite a few times because I got distracted and, did the little check next to the other check instead of staggering it like it's supposed to go. Now, with other styles of plates, you can always, because mine had a rim, some are more flat, you can always take the checkered parts all the way to the edge. You can always do that. I decided not to do that. I wanted like a really ruffly edge, if you know what I mean. And I thought it looked so cute like that. And then you'll see in the end how I used the gold paint to trim the inside and the outer edge of the plate, which made it look so nice. This project, you can do it for many different types of plates. It doesn't have to be the melamine, I think it's called, that I'm using here, these plastic plates that are made for, outdoor entertaining. You can always use an old plate, a chipped plate that you don't want anymore, anything you'll be throwing out, vintage old plate, an ugly plate that you may have, even a platter. You can use a platter with this. You can use probably even a tray. You can do this on anything pretty much that you want. Now, if you want a more matte look, I would suggest probably spray painting the whole thing matte white before you start the project. I didn't do that. I wanted kind of a shiny look. Maybe later on down the road, I'll do another project using the matte spray paint, like I said. And then you can always seal these, but you don't have to. We're not eating off of this. This is just decorative for the wall. Okay, I don't want anybody to be eating off of these, so don't get me wrong. So anyways, I'll leave you to it. If you have any questions again, let me know. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with MacKenzie-Childs painting. She hand paints everything. Well, I don't know if she does it herself, but that's a lot of painting herself, but I'm pretty sure she has people, artists to do this. But if you notice very closely, there is sometimes some different hues in each of the squares. So I decided, well, maybe I can do that. I kind of messed up in the beginning here. You're going to have to use a dry brush method. Very, very lightly get some lighter color of the color that you wanted to use. Really remove as much as you can and very lightly brush on some of the checkers or maybe all of them, however you want this to look. But sometimes I even see like these other colors in there. There might be some red and maybe some yellow in there. But if you looked at one of the pieces closely, you'll notice what I mean. So here I grabbed some of the gold paint with a smaller brush to do an edge. So this is what will bring everything together. It is so nice. I just absolutely loved the way this looked with the gold edging. I would not skip this step, honestly. So this is what brought everything together. So here are two plates, one with the gold edging and one without, and you can see the biggest difference. I feel like the one on the left, this just doesn't look finished. Of course, you could keep it that way if you want a more plain look, a more minimalistic look, but look how pretty they came out. I think they are gorgeous. You can always go back and make the gold even more gold and hang those up like that, but I just had to leave it like that, more of a handmade look. So I really hope you enjoyed this, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next time.